Hello everyone. It's me again. This should be the second part of Management Accounting 3, week 3, about environmental management accounting. So we're still working on environmental management accounting. I know it's a big topic, but it's still related to your coursework. So I hope you will find it interesting the same I do. As usual, the learning outcomes I covered in last week videos, the eco-efficiency concept, prepare environmental quality cost report, prepare environmental financial report. So today I'm going to cover how to assign environmental costs to products and the processes, and what does this mean for us. So how to assign environmental costs to products. It's basically the both production and the processes are sources of environmental costs. So during the processes, during producing the products, processes produce they can create lots and lots of environmental activities, such as it might be they can create solid, liquid, gas residues, anything like that. And the production processes are not only the source for environmental cost. It might be packaging. Of course, I think you and know me, we can sit here for an hour talking about packaging and how waste packaging is, and how packaging as a cost can be included as part of environmental cost. Just imagine you order something from Amazon. It's a very tiny thing, or from another from any online, eBay, Amazon, Superdrug, anything. You just order one item, and you just receive a full big box with all this kind of paper and this kind of filled and whatever, and then you will find what you asked for, or the item is in a very very tiny space. So why all of this? Why all this waste? This is what, I think everybody knows about this. You just remember when you receive any item from Amazon or from eBay or from whatever, and you find a big box, and inside this box you'll find some papers and some other stuff and some plastic, and then your product. So you take the product, whatever it is, might be something, makeup, brushes, or it might be whatever, and then what you are going to do with the rest of this? It's a waste. So basically, most of the environmental external failure, it's not all of them born from the company. Some of them born after selling the product, born by society, by us, by customers. This is the point that very important to let you know. Also, why we are going to assign to explain, or how environmental cost assigned to product and the processes. Why this is important? It is really very important, because once you assign environmental cost or environmental activities to products, it provides very useful information for managers. So it might be will give the managers information on who's responsible of harming the environmental more, and this piece of information might lead the manager to take a decision to drop this particular product that harms the environment more. And that means if they do so, that means that they are eco-efficient, and they are improving the environmental activity as well. So this is what I really need you to absorb. In last videos, I think this should be video 5. I think video 5. Yeah, video 5. I hope I'm okay with the numbering. I will check later. But it's very very important to know it's not a matter of calculation. The calculation question that we are going to cover in this particular subheading is very simple, very easy, but I really need you to understand why we're doing it, how we should do it, what is the reason behind that. All of this is really very important. So, product life cycle, as you know, it's basically, even when we teach IT, I used to teach students, years and years ago. It's basically raw material, work in process, finished goods. This is what we all telling students, because even if you remember in relation to management accounting, when you used to prepare budgets, you prepare a budget for raw material, or and then you use the raw material to prepare a purchase budget, and then you use finished goods to prepare a production budget, and we always have something work in process. This is exactly the same. So we have, if you just start from the top of this graph, it's always a raw material, or what we call it as extraction of resources, including the raw material, where the company will get the raw material from, whether it's something related to energy, or it's something related to raw material, or something to related to water, or residue, or whatever, energy, light, anything, what is the raw material. And then we'll move to the production or the manufacturing, and then after that it's straight to product use and the maintenance, and how customers are dealing with this, and how us customers are looking for that. But we, in terms of environmental topic, we added packaging in the middle here, because it's very important, as I just mentioned 2 minutes ago. I remember last year I was just wanted to buy a varnish, just to paint a very small table. So I really bought a very tiny tiny can or a tub of paint, or a varnish. Is so small, and you can't imagine the box I received in this for this tin. It's just a tiny, and then again some papers and some plastic and some whatever. And I said, oh my god, what I'm going to do with all of this? Straight into bin. And this is what we mean by packaging cause harming the environment. And then the product use and disposable and or recycling. Remember, when you read this is of course have been prepared before the biodiversity and the harm sorry, biodiversity loss, etc. It might be later on, it might be we say no, instead of recycling we might upcycling. So instead of reuse anything again, and transfer this product life cycle into raw material. And this is what we call it circular economy. We are aiming now to live in a circular economy, that we have no waste. The waste should be zero. This is what I mean. So to wrap up with this product life cycle in terms of environmental topic, it's yes, as usual, raw material, manufacturing or production, and then packages in the middle, and then product use, which is this is the rule of the customers or consumers, and then recycle or disposal. So this is really very important to know. And then it's sorry, it was come to see what are there are two approaches to assign cost into products. There is a functional based and activity based costing. It's basically functional based costing is when the company produce a very similar product. For example, a company decided to produce a paper bag for all companies to use, because we saw that this is might be environmental friendly. So for this company, it's very easy to allocate products based on direct machine hours or direct labor hours, because we have very homogeneous products. There is no difference. However, if we have a different products, that means we have to implement activity based costing. So activity based costing, I know that most of you or all of you covered activity based costing before. I'm going to cover this in the calculation question. And then the most important part of this video is just to let you understand what is the life cycle assessment, and what is the relation to the life product cost, or the life product cost for the product, life cost of the product, or life cycle of the product. So life cycle assessment and the relation to the product life cycle. So what is life cycle assessment? What it is? Basically, it says here, identify the environmental consequence of a product, and then through its entire life cycle, and then searches for opportunity to improve. It's basically because even if you wanted to watch some videos, if you wanted to learn more, you will find there is abbreviation in literature about LCA. That's abbreviation of life cycle assessment. It's basically, even from its name, life cycle assessment. That means company wanted to assess, to investigate, to examine what are the environmental impact or consequences for a number of products through their life cycle. What I mean by through their life cycle, I mean during extraction of the raw material, during the production or the manufacturing, during the packaging, during the sorry, use for customers, and recycling and disposable. So they investigate, they assess. Okay, and the researcher classified this into 3 stages. What are the stages? Inventory analysis, and this is specify the types of quantity of material, energy, etc. And then impact analysis to compare, and then improvement analysis to decide what we are going to do. This is exactly what we are going to do in the calculation question that I will record the video later on, and I will the tutorial next week will be on that, but this is the main of the video. So just to let you understand, because I know when I'm always just presenting to students and seeing definitions and this kind of complicated academic terminology, it sometimes put them off. But anyway, let's go, and I wanted to explain to you the 3 stages of inventory, impact, improvement, as 3 stages. So again, I will go here. These are the 3 stages, what they call, what they name, the names of, oh my god: inventory analysis, impact analysis, improvement analysis. Okay, so I think I thought it might be better to just explain to you over example. Now, company produces a plastic jars to use in the kitchen. Okay, and they because of the eco efficiency and the producing eco friendly, etc., they started to started they said, okay, instead of canceling or dropping the plastic, we are having a product line or a production line to produce plastic jars and glass jars. So what they are going to do, they might just do inventory analysis. What we mean by inventory analysis, this is the first start or the first step of the product life cycle with extraction the material, where they are getting what are the component of the raw material of each one of them. So how much energy they really need, how much water they will really need, how liquid, greenhouse energy, so residues emission. So they really need to see the environmental component as a raw material for each one, and this is what we mean by inventory analysis. So they have the 2 products in front of them, and they are assessing them, investigating them. So the first step, inventory analysis, how they extract the raw material, extraction of resources for each one of them. And then they are going to assess competing designs. So they are going just the inventory analysis. They investigate sorry, energy, material required, emission, etc., for each one. And then the impact analysis, this is a comparison. Compare between these 2 competing products or these 2 competing lines. and then based on the comparison, and based on this comparison, which activity based costing will jump in, we will come up with the improvement analysis, which say after the activity based costing, we might say, okay, no, this product will harm the environmental more. It might be the company decide to drop this product and focus on the product that not harming the environment more, but at the same time producing profit for the company. So in this occasion, the company will decide to drop the for example the plastic line, and take all the resources for producing this plastic line to the glass production. And this is what we mean by the three different analysis. Of course, I will repeating this over and over again while I am explaining the calculation, and while I'm providing this in the tutorial question. I don't like the idea of just giving you some kind of boring academic terminology that's just kind of sitting words sitting beside each other. I think it's very important to understand, absorb. So we said life cycle assessment, even from its name, just read it. Even if you don't have a clue what it is, it's from its name, it's something related to assess, and assess the life cycle of the product. So what the life cycle of the product is, start from raw material, production, packaging, transportation, recycling, and disposable. I think that's me. Oh, it's over 16 minutes. Oh my God, it's this is should be too long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you later on another video. Bye bye.